Brian and Ryan talking sports.
Welcome back, guys. Brian and Ryan talking sports.
We apologize because it's been like
2 weeks, I'd say.
2 weeks?
I think so.
Well, it feels like a lot more.
I know.
Yeah, I got a little sick. My apologies, but feeling a little bit healthy.
Hey, health is number one over here.
Yeah, dude, but I'm not gonna lie. The Mets were definitely making me feel a lot better these past couple weeks.
Yeah. The last time that we've spoken or like talked about the Mets, they knocked out the Brewers. Or they made it into the postseason. Yeah. They knocked out the Brewers in the wild card, and they knocked out the number 2 Phillies in the last round, and now they're playing the Dodgers. Today's game 1, but
yeah, it's not the way that we wanted it to go.
Right now it's 6-0, top of the 8th, I think.
Yeah, but just like the last several weeks, with this team, we went through so much adversity. So I'm not taking it. I'm not feeling scared or anything. It's just the way that it's been going with the Mets, where we've had to deal with all this adversity, and now yet we're still here, right?
A lot of things, yeah. A lot now it just comes down to like kind of like baseball.
Yeah.
And like they've earned the right to be here now, especially in the postseason.
Yeah. And for game 1, Kodai Zinga, obviously he's our ace, right?
Yes.
But him starting the last round against the Brewers.
Yeah.
The Phillies, right? The first pitch with Scherzer, that one bomb, but then him coming back and
that game ended up being a pitcher's duel, and right up like that. You never would have thought.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I had a feeling they were going to just get to him, and unfortunately that's what happened. But let's just backtrack a little bit, because I think the last video that we talked about, we were giving flowers to Lindor, but I was a pretty negative Nancy with Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
And that just towards getting the end of the regular season, with Lindor, and then Pete Alonso in the 9th inning, that bomb, that really changed his whole, I don't know if it's just his mentality or just his mental focus and stuff, but now he's in a home run spree, and now I feel like he's just has another refueling himself, which is I'm super happy for him, because obviously it's his contract season, so fortunate for him, him and Stevie, hopefully Stevie pays for him to stay, but that was a moment where we were like, dang, dude, that's what we wanted to see. And him to achieve it, in the bottom of the 9th inning, with the season on the line, to hit that home run, it was remarkable.
I think that speaks a lot to his character, because we see this year in and year out, players in the same situation, contract year. Are they going to play well? Are they going to deserve it? Some players they feel some type of way that they didn't even get the contract already, and they don't even care to be there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Meanwhile, this guy he really wants to show out and prove for this team, you know what I mean, and for this fan base, again, really that's all he wants. You know what I mean? He wants to do well for New York.
Yeah, and I think we gave Francisco Lindor his flowers, but since then he's continued to improve himself with obviously the grand slam, but him hitting in clutch moments. Yeah. But what a remarkable last series this was for Mark Vientos.
Yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
He is killing it.
I know. We've said it before. We've talked about him many times. You know what I mean? But it's great to see that. See that in the postseason, especially from a player who hasn't seen postseason experience before.
And now it brings. I'm not trying to fast forward, because hopefully I'm riding the wave right now. But it's the same situation with Jose Iglesias, right? Now that Jeff McNeil is coming back around the corner, now he puts us in a position where probably Acuna is probably going to be. They're probably going to leave him in the bench for running situations and probably have Jeff McNeil in that position.
Right.
But Jose Iglesias is literally one of the big hearts of this team right now. And for third base, it's not much of a big problem, but I remember in the beginning of the season with Brett Beatty, he was supposed to be the guy, our first round draft pick, and then unfortunately for Mark Vientos, he didn't make it. He didn't make the team.
Right.
But now he solidified himself as one of our most important, attributes.
Oh yeah.
So like it puts into question, what are they going to do with Brett Beatty?
Yeah.
Are they going to keep like JD Martinez for next year and then try with? There's a lot of questions for the future, but I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun.
No, it's fine. It's like all this stuff is relevant now. So we're talking. This is postseason and what's relevant, after that. So,
I do think that the Mets, for games 2, 3, and 4, I think they match up really good with the pitching. I hate that we're playing against Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani, and Mookie Betts. Those are tough, but I have a good feeling about this series.
Me too. Just the fact that they've rose to the level of competitiveness against like the Brewers and the Phillies. You know what I mean? The Phillies were a great team.
Yeah, and I think that there was like this crazy statistic where it said each of the teams that won against the Brewers have made it to the World Series. Hopefully, the legacy still continues. But we'll see. I guess that's wait to see.
Doing it against LA, that would be huge because because of the offseason that LA has had. You know what I mean?
And you have to give credit to the Los Angeles Dodgers, right? This is they went all in the offseason for this moment.
Exactly.
They've been dealt with some pretty tough injuries, but they've dealt with the adversity and they're right on where they want to be.
Even meeting the Padres are a good team. And they're a rival of the Dodgers, and they've had their number, I believe, in the past couple seasons.
So it's going to be a super exciting series. I'm super happy that it's a best of 5 series rather than a best of 3 because I think the way the Mets have been playing, they're not gonna stop fighting. And that mentality, with the leadership of Carlos Mendoza, is gonna prevail. In my opinion, I'm not sure if that's just my Mets bias, but I have a good feeling about it. I have a feeling it's gonna be another Subway series, but I'm not gonna jump the gun. The Mets are gonna lose today, in a tough fashion. But I would rather lose by 10 than lose by 1 in the 9th.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think that they have a lot more in store, and I'm super excited to see.
I'm so excited and so happy to see Carlos Mendoza lead this team the way he has.
Oh yes.
So many different things have happened since the beginning of the season to the end. Going to the trade deadline, acquiring these different pitchers and different players. A few of them have ended up on like the IL. But Stanek has been something great that's come of it. Phil Maton, another reliever pitcher that's come of it. These guys, along with the GM, you know what I mean? Like they've acquired these players over the season, and we've talked about this at the beginning of the season. I was like, because they weren't playing well at the beginning of the season, and we're just like, what can they do? Are they even in a team in a position to acquire more players, or should they just tank? And like, you know what I mean? We've had all these conversations before, and like now look where we are.
And look where we are. Being 0-5 in the regular season, being under 11 games, under 500, and being in this position is just kudos to the Mets organization.
They didn't give up on the season,
dude, and not giving up on the fans. And the one thing that they emphasize, and that's why I love Francisco Lindor so much, and I want him to win, is just that he understands that, and he takes it. And I think a lot of the team, the players, appreciate that, and they like to he likes to lead by example. And they're following the example, and that next man mentality. And I love that it's not always one person. It can always be, it could be Nimmo. Sometimes like
anybody can contribute.
Francisco,
it could be Alvarez.
Alvarez gets a single, and then and then that run attributes to more runs. It's been such a fulfillment watching. I am super excited for the future. But we needed to make it to the playoffs, especially with Steve Cohen. He
job security, all that stuff. Yeah. I think it was vital. Like, this fan base has been itching for a long time.
And not just that, but we always forget that the Mets have the highest payroll in the MLB. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for us to not be successful, like with that disappointing with Jacob deGrom and with Scherzer and
Syndergaard at that point,
not even that. What's it? The guy from the Houston Rockets, Verlander. That was horrible.
Yeah,
that was tough to watch. And now that the Jets, the Mets have been able to capitalize on it, being able to get Acuna, right, and he's been a breakout player at least towards the end of the season.
I can't wait for him. It's like I can't. If they have his jersey next year, I'm buying it.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just it makes this team look a little bit different than what we've originally seen them, and now that they're a lot, almost close to the World Series. It just it gives us a lot of positive questions rather than negative questions.
Yes, for sure. Well, I agree 100%.
Well, it is very hard to be positive in a negative game one. But there's a lot of things to be positive about with his Mets, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird to think us losing the first game, us being calm.
I know.
But it's just it's just the way that the Mets have been.
Maybe it's just why I know.
We've been stressed this whole time.
Yeah.
We've almost not made it to the wild card.
Yeah.
We almost lost the wild card. We almost lost against the Brewers.
Yeah.
And we were close with the Phillies. We're going to be close with the Brewers. But they were gonna. With the Dodgers.
Yep.
But we're gonna find a way, Ryan. We're gonna find a way.
I'm totally with you in it's all good neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, this game one, they did take that L. They can live to fight another day and rest up. You know what I mean? And regroup and reevaluate for the next game. But the fact that they're even here, I think we're just both so grateful as Mets fans, and thank you guys for watching and keeping up with us.
Yes.
Throughout this whole story, throughout this whole season.
And thank you for watching. We're extremely grateful. The last 3 videos have received 20 views. For a lot of people, that's not a lot, but for us, it's a lot.
As long as we're getting consistent stuff.
Yeah, so we're
somebody's coming back.
We're extremely grateful. So we appreciate you watching the videos. Just give us a comment, if you have any questions or anything that you think we can improve upon.
Any topics you guys want us to touch on or anything that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cheers to the viewers. And we will look forward to game 2.
Cheers, guys.
Have a good one.
LGM.